Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so as I will keep posting new stuff related to testing and other tricks related to software engineering and software testing. So in this video we are going to see what is test strategy. Let's go and see the definition of test strategy. As per the definition of test strategy, it is an outline that describes the testing approach of the software development life cycle. The purpose of a test strategy is to provide a rational deduction from organizational high-level objectives to actual test activities to meet those objectives from a quality assurance perspective. What all we are going to do in a software development life cycle to achieve a very good product by doing quality assurance of the product, which we need to follow in order to achieve the quality of the product. And test strategy is an outline for those procedures that we need to take in order to achieve a very good quality of the product. Going forward, the creation and documentation of test strategy should be done in a systematic way to ensure that all objectives are fully covered and understood by all stakeholders. So here it means that all the documents that we are creating in test strategy and all steps that we are going to include in test strategy, those should be very clear and the objective should be very clear, and we all means like all the stakeholders, developer, tester, product owners, and maybe other UAT testers and other stakeholders should have common understanding that what we are going to achieve. It should be also reviewed frequently, challenged and updated as the organization and product evolve over time. It's not like we have just created the document and for the sake of creating and we are not updating it. It's not like that. We need to update the document, we need to change the document as per our needs and as per our feasibility. If there are certain, if some process is like obsolete, we need to remove those process and we need to remove that document, we need to remove that objective, and then we are going to update that. Furthermore, a test strategy should also aim to align different stakeholders of quality assurance in terms of terminology, test, integration levels, roles and responsibilities, traceability, planning of resources, etc. Whatever we are defining in test strategy, the objective should be clear to everyone, and whatever we are defining, all the stakeholders should have some common understanding. Okay, if the number of resources are going to work, will be 5 resources, then every stakeholder should agree to that. And all the test cases we are going to write, all the requirement traceability matrix we are going to write, every stakeholder should have common understanding about these things, and the vocabulary that we are going to use, every developer, tester, uh, product manager, business managers and other stakeholders should be having some common understanding. This strategy describe how the product risk of stakeholders are mitigated at the test level, which types of testing are to be performed, which are entry exit criteria. So basically in test strategies we are going to have all the level of test cases that we are going to define all the level of test cases that we are going to have, and what type of testing we are going to perform, when we are going to start the testing, and when we are going to say that okay, testing has been done and we just need to give final sign off for the product release. We need to define these criteria, we need to define these objectives, so that it's like for me testing is completed, but for developers or maybe for product managers or other stakeholders, testing is not completed. So in order to avoid these chaos, we need to have some common understanding. They are based on development design documents. System design documents are primarily used, and occasionally conceptual design documents may be referred to. Design document describe the functionality of a software to be enabled in the upcoming release. For every stage of development design, a corresponding test strategy should be created to test the new feature. Design document, we mean to say that requirement document, or you can say requirement traceability document, or software requirement specification document, SRS. Whenever any requirement is coming, we are going to define our test strategy depending on those documents which maybe a BA or product owner is bringing in. Depending on those requirement, we are going to say, okay, we are going to do functional testing or we are going to do non-functional testing. Say for example, a requirement is tech requirement is coming that we need to move to some other cloud, like from AWS we are going to move to Azure cloud. So we need to test that what our software is it working fine after deployment on Azure. So these are like technical requirements. So we need to design all the test strategies based on this. So if any CR is coming, CR means change request is coming, and we need to define the change. We need to test the change request. Depending on those requests, we need to test our application. Let's go to the picture below in the next slide, and let's see how everything works. So basically, before discussing the picture, let's see what kind of documents we need in test strategy. So basically, in test strategy, we define different things like test levels, roles and responsibilities, environment requirements, testing tools, which type of tools we are going to use for testing, automation tool, non-functional tool, a non-functional testing tool like JMeter or maybe any other tool, any security tool, risk and mitigation. So once we have defined the test strategy, are there any risk which will stop us from testing further? Maybe any dependency from the backend team, we will not be able to test. So we need to define those risk and mitigation. Test schedule, when we are going to start the test, when we are going to finish the test, these kind of schedules, all the testing related schedule we are going to define. Regression test approach, what all test cases we are going to use for regression purpose, we need to define those. Test group, so basically in test groups we define all similar kind of test cases together. Maybe there is one functionality for search flight that will be in a one test group, then there is another functionality for adding coupon in a payment gateway, so that will be another group of test cases. Then test priorities, so depending upon the functionalities and the business requirement that we are getting, we need to define the test priorities. The test cases which are having higher priorities, we are going to test them first. Then at the end we are going to report the status collections and number of bugs reported, and apart from that how many test cases have passed and failure reports. We are going to define all those things, maybe in Excel sheet or maybe any test management tool. Then there is a test record maintenance. We are going to record all the previous status and the coming status we are going to maintain in the test record. Then requirement traceability matrix, basically requirement traceability matrix is like you can say against each requirement there are n number of test cases. So for example, it is a login login requirement, and for login we will be having some test cases. So you can say in simple word, requirement traceability matrix is a scenario which is having some test cases attached to it. So one scenario will have different test cases. So likewise, when we are having 4 to 5 scenarios or maybe x number of scenarios, then all those x number of scenarios will have n number of test cases. So x will have 3 test cases, y will have 5 test cases. So this all together, all different requirements in a scenario combined together to form the requirement traceability matrix. In test summary will give the final sign off and all the bugs that have been reported, all the other documents that are very important for the stakeholders. We are going to attach all those data, and then if any critical bug is there or maybe risk is involved, we are going to define all those things in the test strategy document. Let's see this image. It's a very good image which I got. We are going to see the overall picture of the test strategy. You can see the type of tests which we need to do, we need to define in the test strategy. So business facing is having some requirement, and then there will be some automated tests like functional acceptance test. In manual, some showcases, usability testing, exploratory testing. These are manual tests which we need to do. From support programming, we are going to have some unit tests, integration test and system test. And from critic project, we are going to have some non-functional acceptance test, capacity, security. So these can also be like manual or automated, but unit integration system will be automated. So overall, depending upon the organization that you are working, can have different kind of test strategy. So it's not like everyone is going to follow the same test strategy. Every organization will have their own way of defining the testing strategy. So you can see in regression test suite, we need to maintain the new test cases that are coming in, and if we go here, there are like some bubbles in which developers and users are talking, did I get what I wanted? So basically there are certain questions which we are going to answer in this area, like from the user's perspective, what I am designing is good or not, and from the developer perspective, do I know when I am done? So from development perspective also, like how we can say, okay, this functionality has been done and this functionality has not been done. From integration point of view, we can follow happy path, alternate path, and sad path. We are going to define the test strategy in such a way that we are going to have some happy path, alternate path, and sad path. So happy path means like we are not performing any negative testing. Say for example, username and password for any user, if it is correct, it should be able to log in. So we are not going to test with incorrect user and correct password, or incorrect password or correct username. So these kind of things. And sad path is like we are only going to test the negative aspect of the system, not the positive aspect. Alternate path means we are going to do a mix and match of both the things. We are also going to see any plan that defers testing to the end of the project is broken. So we are going to maintain, and then you are going to see, and then you are going to update that thing. Once everything is done, then 6 weeks passes, then when the feedback comes, we need to make some corrections, and then we need to define everything. For test strategy, when we are defining anything, it's like that we are not waiting at the end for finalizing our testing strategy. We just need to start as soon as possible. Testing is a cross functional activity that involves the whole team and should be done continuously from the beginning of the project. Yeah, so that's what I was saying, like testing is like not only tester's responsibility, it's the responsibility of the whole team to follow the required process and deliver a very good product. Apart from that, test strategy can also contain some test plan. So basically, to summarize everything, test strategy is at an organization level and test plan is at a project level. Test plan doesn't involve that much of detail documentation, but it is good to have test plan if you are working project. It is good to have test strategy at an organization level and test plan at project level. So maybe you will be taking some information from the test strategy in order to incorporate in your test plan, so that you are able to utilize it in a better way in your project or product. I hope you liked my video. If in case you haven't subscribed to my channel, do subscribe to my channel and give a thumbs up to my video. I will keep posting new videos as soon as possible, so do subscribe to my channel for more technical videos on software testing and other tricks.